Hey guys, so we're back with another video. Now, I just wanted to make this video a little bit clear. Now, this is not completely bashing the Naruto series as a whole, but I feel as a gamer and as someone that has watched Naruto for a long time, anime and gaming, I think I have an opinion to share for not only for the community, but I think for a true hardcore Naruto game fan. I've been following Bandai for a long time and CyberConnect too, so I do have a lot of, I would say, relationship when it comes to being a gamer versus, consumer. I think that what's interesting is that throughout the whole Naruto run series, um, CyberConnect and the Bandai game has gave us some good games during the time. I think that some of the good games that they gave us was Storm 1 all the way up to Storm 4, but I over the years I realized that it's been 6 or 7 years since they released a Naruto game, and then the first game we received was Storm Connections. Now, there's a lot of things that automatically gave me red flags the moment that the game released it last year. For one, the marketing was kind of trash to me because you're going off on games or characters that we've seen in previous Storm games, making it seem that it's going to be a bigger roster, but in reality, it's a couple of characters that were added in there. And I think that that needs to be addressed. With the whole new update that is in current times now, I feel as if they could have done a better job to market the whole game overall. And I think that, you know, anybody that loves Naruto like me and literally have the original from Storm 1 to Storm 4 would understand. And they came out with Storm Legacy, which is similar to a carbon copy of what they were trying to do here in Storm Connections, which combines all the game series into one, which will make it an ultimate game. Still this day, I'm still waiting on characters that were supposed to be in the Storm 4 and Storm 3 game, but they never got greenlit. Like, for example, the 7 Ninja Swordsmen, Genkaku and Penkaku, right? We never got those characters in the previous games at all. It would be very, I would not even say disrespectful at this point because we have passed that, to put characters that should have been in the game for a long time and they just not showing up. I think that's just unmarketized, and I think that if you do respect your fans and the fan base, you should definitely preach what you practice. I completely understand that the people that works to create the game are hardworking people, and that I don't take nothing for granted, especially as a consumer and as someone that creates products. It's myself. I know what time and consuming that it takes to create something that people are gonna benefit from and they're gonna like generational. Naruto as well as Bleach or even Dragon Ball Z, they're like more of like a household name in the game industry. So definitely when you're trying to push for something that's been generationally passed down, it's very hard to keep in context to like how to make things beneficial to everyone. So when Storm Connection got greenlit, the two characters that automatically from the jump gave me a red flag was Indra and Ashura, which should have been in Storm 4. Um, I felt like they should have automatically be in the game, as well as the five Kages, which are still shockingly still waiting for, because Naruto as Hokage is already in the game, and we haven't got no other Kages but Gaara and Naruto, which is very disappointing. Dawi, he's okay, but it's just like they just gave him a custom thing. But we still haven't got the sixth Mizukage nor the fourth Tsuchikage. So to make the modern five Kages and it's titled a Boruto slash Naruto crossover, and you don't have none of the modern Kages in the game, that's kind of trash to me. Like, I feel as if you should have done a better job to know that characters like these should be labeled on there. Like, I know they even try to do polls to make sure people could pick their favorite characters, but I feel as if we don't even know who's controlling those polls and who's actually putting those characters in. Another characters I felt like they should have gave her more screen time was Kaguya, and I feel as if her her gameplay was pretty dope from the previous Storm 4. I think that she had so much potential to be a rounded character, especially her set list, especially at her character movements, as well as her dimensional interchange was a very broken thing, and I felt like that was probably the coolest thing of Kaguya's gameplay. But looking back now, they could have done much more. Like, for an example, when you was playing the gameplay of the story mode, when you're fighting Kaguya, Kaguya had even more extra moves. Like, for an example, she had a move where when she stand in a few minutes, she could disperse so many different elemental techniques, right? And that was a cool thing. And I think that they could have definitely added that. But, time will tell, what they're planning on doing. But I would definitely, if they gave me the chance to recreate the Storm game, I would definitely give them characters a proper send off. I feel as if that was definitely lacking. So yeah, that's also one of my good opinions that they should have definitely did that. But overall, I think she could have had a more longer range because she is more like the god of the verse besides her son. Which, speaking of her son, so after celebrating the New Year's, Storm Connection came out last year, and then out of nowhere they started patching things. So even from the start of the January, we couldn't even connect to the game. You couldn't even add your friends, especially someone that plays into Xbox. I'm not sure if the PS5 was having that issue, but for some reason, you couldn't even connect with your friends online, which I don't know if it's still haven't fixed yet, because I haven't really played the game as much, because it's kind of disappointing because I had to go back to Storm 4 just to play with friends. So that's kind of sad. Um, Another thing, like I mentioned, out of nowhere, they gave us like a season pass, which said that it was going to have 5 selective characters. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be the only season pass, but so far, we got Hagoromo Osutsuki, and the funny thing is this. So we have all the Korra members from the Boruto series. We have other additional characters. We haven't even have that's crazy. We haven't even have half of the characters that should have been in the game from Storm 4, right? But here we are still waiting on the 5 Kages. Kuronai should have been in the game a long, long time ago. And now they just added Hagoromo, which should have been in Storm 4. So I'm just shocked that they're still adding. And another thing, if you're adding Hagoromo, you should at least add his brother, which is Hamura. And Hamura and Hagoromo, well, if you look at the canon, Hagoromo and Hamura were the one that sealed Kaguya, right? So if you're going on the canon, they both should have been in the game. Hamura is the one that possessed the Tensei gun, and Hagoromo, he's the father of Ninshu. So the fact that they added him instead of his brother, that they should have come out of pack. I think that should have been my opinion. They should have came together instead of separate, because you could consider both of them like the father of the Shinobi world, because one of them rules in the sky, whereas the other one rules on Earth. So the sun and moon technique dynamic started originally from them. So if you could check that, you guys can, because I know I'm gonna be right on that. And then the last person that they definitely should have added, which is still kind of as a disrespect, Toneri. Toneri Osutsuki, he's the last descendant of Hamura, which he's the one that inherited the Tensei gun from that. So the fact that he wasn't added in the game, still waiting on that, which is still shocking. There's a lot of characters that should have definitely been in the game, but I feel as if either due time or they probably forget in general. So this is my just conclusion. I feel as if you're gonna do a game that connects the bridges between the past and the new generation, you should at least put characters that definitely were either in the war arc or made an influence. And I think that that's the problem with a lot of things that I'm seeing right now. That's why I haven't talked about the game yet, because I needed more evidence to really have a concrete evidence to talk about something. So check with me if I'm right. Do you guys agree with what I said? Characters that should have been in the game, or characters that should have had a better move set, are not really getting the shine that they need. I feel that they just brushing it up just to make money, and that if you really care about your fan base and your community that consume your product, you should at least be considerate of what our opinions are saying. So like and subscribe, guys. If you like more videos like this, I don't do these too often, but once in a while I do, because voice and an opinion matters, especially if you're trying to make a change. Like and subscribe. Bye bye.